I pissed on my wife's grave that night, the rain mixing with my stream like some twisted baptism. Because fuck forgiveness. It's for the weak. My son and daughter, those vipers I raised, hadn't even shown up to the service. They were already lawyered up, circling like sharks over the house she died in. And as the mud soaked through my shoes, I swore on her cold earth that I'd burn their world down before they took the last piece of her from me. The casket was mahogany, polished to a gleam that mocked the pallor of her face inside. Sarah looked almost peaceful. Her lips painted that soft rose she'd always worn, the one that tasted like cherries after a summer barbecue. But peace was a lie. She'd clawed at the sheets for hours before the end, gasping about the papers and don't let them, her eyes wild with the kind of fear that comes from knowing your family's turned on you. The priest droned on about eternal rest and God's plan, his voice a flat Midwestern drawl that grated like sandpaper on my raw nerves. The handful of mourners, old neighbors from our cul-de-sac in suburban Detroit, a couple of her yoga friends clutching soggy tissues, shifted uncomfortably in the drizzle, umbrellas popping like hesitant gunfire. No family. No blood. Just me, standing there in my ill-fitting black suit, the one I'd bought off the rack at Men's Warehouse 15 years ago for our anniversary dinner. Now stretched tight over the gut I'd let creep up since the factory laid me off. I could feel their pitying glances, those sideways looks that said, "Poor Jack. Lost as rock." Sarah had been the glue, the one who smoothed my rough edges, who laughed off my bar fights and bad bets at the track. She'd wait up with coffee when I stumbled home from the third shift at the auto plant, her hand on my back like she could iron out the kinks of a life that never quite bent right. Now she was ash and regret, and the hole in the ground yawned like an accusation. Why hadn't the kids come? Emily, my golden girl, 28 and climbing the ladder at some tech startup in Ann Arbor, always posting her boss babe selfies on Instagram. And Tyler, 25, the screw-up I'd bailed out of juvie twice, now finding himself as a barista in Chicago. Or so he claimed. Texts from both that morning. Can't make it. Dad. Work crisis. Bullshit. I knew bullshit when I smelled it. As they lowered her, the ropes creaking like old bones, something snapped in me. Not a sob. Tears were for later. In private. No. It was a cold click, like the hammer of the .38 I'd kept in the nightstand since the break-in 2 summers back. I tossed a single white rose onto the lid, thorns pricking my thumb, and blood welled up dark and accusing. This is for you, babe, I thought. For the life we scraped together, the mortgage we bled for, the kids we thought we'd done right by. The crowd murmured condolences as I turned away, the grave dirt clinging to my soles like guilt I couldn't shake. Driving home in the old F-150, wipers slapping rhythmically against the downpour. The radio crackled with some classic rock station playing Springsteen's Born to Run. Fitting. We'd blasted that on road trips to the up, windows down, kids in the back fighting over the last Twinkie. Now the cab felt cavernous, empty as the promises I'd made her. The house loomed at the end of Elm Street, a 2-story colonial we'd bought in '05 when the market was hot and dreams were cheap. White siding peeling in spots, the porch light flickering like it knew what was coming. I killed the engine and sat there, engine ticking down to silence, staring at the for sale sign some realtor had the balls to plant in the yard that afternoon. No. That couldn't be right. Sarah and I owned it free and clear last year, refinanced after my severance. Her nurse's salary sealing the deal. Who the hell authorized that? Inside. The air was stale. heavy with the ghost of her lavender candles. Mail piled on the kitchen island, bills, junk, and a crisp envelope from a law firm in downtown Detroit. Estate of Sarah Elaine Harlan. Urgent. Probate notification. My hands shook as I tore it open. Pages of legalese swam before my eyes. Trusts, beneficiaries, revocations. But the kicker, pursuant to the directives outlined in the amended will dated October 15th, 2025, the marital residence at 142 Elm Street is to be liquidated immediately for distribution to the primary heirs, Emily Rose Harlan and Tyler James Harlan. Heirs. My own flesh and blood, written out like I was the goddamn maid. I crumpled the paper, veins pounding in my temples. Sarah hadn't said a word about changes. Last we'd talked wills. Over takeout Chinese 3 weeks before the cancer one. She'd squeezed my hand and said, "It's all yours, Jack. You and the kids. 50-50. Lies. Or worse, coercion. Those ambulance chaser sharks must have gotten to her in the hospital, when the morphine blurred the lines between love and leverage. I grabbed a beer from the fridge, the hiss of the tab like a safety valve releasing, and slumped at the table. The photo on the wall, us at the lake. Her in that red bikini. Kids building sandcastles mocked me. How deep did this go? Emily's calls had dried up months ago, after Sarah's diagnosis. Tyler's visit stopped when I asked him to chip in for her chemo. Ungrateful shits. But this was war. Sleep didn't come. I paced the living room, floorboards groaning under my weight, replaying every concession I'd made for them. The time I covered for Tyler's car theft ring in high school, taking the assault charge myself because Sarah begged. He's just lost. Jack. Don't ruin him. 2 years probation. Lost the promotion at the plant for family. Emily's college tuition. Drained our savings while she partied through psych classes, then ghosted us for that Silicon Valley wannabe boyfriend. I'd swallowed it all. Told myself it was fatherhood. Now, they were coming for the roof over my head. The only tether left to her. Dawn broke gray and unforgiving. Coffee bitter on my tongue as I scrolled my phone. Emily's LinkedIn, Senior Product Manager. Innovatech. Tyler's Facebook, some hipster shot with a man bun. Caption New Beginnings. Hypocrites. A text buzzed. Dad, we need to talk. Coming over today. Lawyers will explain. Explain? I'd give them explanations. All right. The .38 felt heavy in my palm as I chambered around, the metallic snick echoing my resolve. Revenge wasn't a word I threw around lightly. It was a Harlan family heirloom, passed down from my old man who'd torched his boss's garage after a layoff. But this was personal. Blood for blood. They arrived at noon. Emily in yoga pants and a blazer that screamed I have money now. Tyler slouching in a hoodie, both flanked by a suit who looked like he'd sue his own mother for child support. The realtor's sign was still up, flapping in the wind like a white flag of surrender. Dad, Emily started, voice all honeyed concern. This is Mr. Kessler from Kessler and Associates. He's handling Mom's estate. I leaned against the doorframe, arms crossed, the gun tucked in my waistband like a secret itch. Estate? Funny word for the shit show you're pulling. Tyler shifted, eyes darting to the floor. Guilty. Or just high. Kessler cleared his throat, unfolding a folder thicker than Sarah's medical chart. Mr. Harlan, your wife made provisions. Due to financial irregularities in the joint account. Irregularities. I barked a laugh that tasted like ash. You mean the gambling debts I paid off for your brother here? Tyler flushed, mumbling something about fresh starts. Emily's eyes narrowed. That calculating glint I'd seen in boardroom photos.
Dad.
It's not personal. Mom wanted us secure. You've been unstable. The missed payments. The bar tabs. Lies stacked on lies. I'd pawned my tools for her treatments. Not touched a slot machine since the diagnosis. But Sarah, in her haze, must have signed whatever they shoved under her nose. Betrayal burned hot, twisting my gut. Get off my porch, I growled, hand inching toward the grip. Kessler blanched, but Emily stepped forward, fierce. It's not yours anymore.
Dad.
Sign the papers, or we foreclose. Foreclose. The word hung like smoke from a muzzle. That's when I saw it, the glint of her necklace. The locket I'd given Sarah on our 10th. Engraved forever. Stolen. Worn like a trophy. Something primal roared up, drowning reason. I slammed the door, their protests muffled, and slid down the wood, breath ragged. This wasn't just money, it was erasure. They'd bury me next to her, forgotten. But I wasn't done. Not by a long shot. I had files, receipts, emails, the forged check Tyler used to fund his music career that I'd covered up. And Emily's secret? The one she'd whispered to Sarah after too much wine, the affair with her married boss, the harassment suit she'd buried with our savings. Secrets are currency in this game. I'd weaponized them all. By evening, the house felt like a bunker, windows barred with old plywood from the garage. I booted up Sarah's laptop, password jacking kids forever ironic now, and dove into the cloud backups. There it was, the email chain, dated a month before her death. Emily to Tyler, he's clueless. Mom signs tomorrow. We split the proceeds 60/40. Your vig for the loans. Loans? To who? Digging deeper. A PDF. Kessler's invoice. Marked consultation. Undue influence mitigation. They'd poisoned her mind. Leveraged her pain. Rage simmered to strategy. I wasn't some hayseed rube. 20 years on the line taught me leverage points. Weak seams. First call, my buddy Lou at the precinct. Retired but with ears everywhere. Jack. You sound like death. What's up? I fed him the basics, forgery suspicions, elder abuse angles. Get me dirt on Kessler. And these kids. They got skeletons. Lou chuckled.
Dark.
On it, brother. But careful, blood's thicker than indictments. Next, the will. Sarah's signature looked off.
Shaky.
Hospice records would show her incapacity. I printed copies, annotated like a mechanic stripping a faulty engine.
Then,
the real play, a burner phone from the corner store. Anonymous texts to Emily's work email. I know about David. The hotel receipts.
TikTok.
Her boss. The married one. She buckled fast. What do you want? The house. And the locket.
Stall. By time.
Night fell heavy. The kind that presses on your chest like regret. I sat on the porch swing, .38 across my lap, nursing whiskey from her favorite tumbler. Memories flooded, her laugh echoing in the kitchen. Kids' first steps on this very wood. Betrayed by the ones I'd die for. But dying?
No.
Living to make them pay, that was the hook. Tyler's knock came at midnight. Solo. Reeking of weed and desperation.
Dad.
Open up. M's freaking, says you're bluffing. I let him in. Door creaking like a judge's gavel. He paced the living room, hoodie zipped to his chin. This is crazy. Mom wanted.
What?
To screw me over. I tossed the email printout at his feet. His face crumpled. Boyish again. It was her idea.
Dad.
After you lost the plant job. She said you were spiraling. The debts. Lies. But half-truths cut deepest. I'd borrowed against the house for his legal fees. Not told her the full extent.
Pride.
That old killer. He slumped on the couch. Head in hands. I needed the cash for the band. M said it'd be quick, sell. Split. You get a condo or something. A condo. Like I was some retiree waiting to fade. And the funeral? You too chicken shit to face what you'd done. Tyler met my eyes. Tears streaking. We loved her.
But you.
You're always the victim.
Dad.
Blaming everyone. The words landed like punches. Staggering me. Was he right? Had my resentments poisoned the well?
No.
This was manipulation. Classic Tyler. Deflect.
Deny.
Get out, I said. Voice steel. Tell your sister, tomorrow. We meet at Kessler's. Or the cops get the full file. He bolted. Door slamming. Alone again. I traced Sarah's photo with my finger. Help me.
Babe.
Show me how to end this without becoming the monster. Morning brought federal mail, certified. Ominous. Eviction notice. Expedited probate. They were accelerating, thinking me broken. But Lou called back. Kessler's got a rep, shady adoptions. Elder cons. And your boy? Bounce checks to a bookie in Hamtramck. Emily? That affair's just the tip. She's cooking books at work. Insider tips. Gold. I compiled the dossier. Emailed copies to a PI contact from the union days. Cost me my last grand. But worth it. The meeting at Kessler's office was a powder keg. Glass walls overlooking the Detroit River. All chrome and false prestige. Emily arrived first.
Gaunt.
Locket gone, good. Tyler trailed. Hungover. Kessler. Paunchy in pinstripes. Blustered about frivolous delays. I laid the folder down like a gauntlet. Sign it back to me. Or this goes public. Emily's laugh was brittle. Blackmail. Dad? Classy. But her eyes flicked to the affair docs. Tyler sweated, mumbling about family first. Kessler lawyered up, threatening countersuits. Tension coiled, air thick as pre-storm ozone. Then the twist, Sarah's voice. Tinny from my phone. A voicemail. Forgotten. From the hospital. Jack. They came.
Pressured me.
Said you'd lose it all anyway.
Don't hate them.
But protect us.
Us.
Her and me. The room froze. Emily sobbed. Mom. Tyler deflated. Even Kessler paused.
Was this the out?
Forgiveness. Like the priest preached?
No.
The hook in my gut twisted harder. They'd crossed the Rubicon.
Too late, I said.
PI's already filed with probate court. Fraud investigation starts Monday. Chaos erupted, screams. Accusations. Emily lunged, slapping the table. You ruined us. For a house. Tyler backed away, whispering, Monster. Monster. The word echoed my old man's taunts. But as security dragged them out, a dark thrill bloomed. Revenge tasted like victory, bitter and sweet. Weeks blurred into legal trench warfare. Court dates in the Wayne County Courthouse. That Stalinist bunker of marble and misery. My public defender, a harried kid fresh from law school, hammered the incapacity angle. Kessler's team countered with lucid intervals, trotting out a nurse who'd forgotten the morphine logs. Media sniffed blood. A family implodes over mom's grave piece in the free press. Anonymous sources painting me as the greedy widower. Neighbors whispered. The for sale sign uprooted, but stigma stuck like tar. Emily countersued for alienation, claiming I'd poisoned Sarah against them. Tyler ghosted. Rumor had it crashing on friends' couches. I held the line, sleeping in the house under floodlights. 0.38 under the pillow. Dreams were torment. Sarah accusing. Kids as kids. Innocent. Wakes sweat-soaked. Resolve hardening. The PI delivered. Kessler's scam ring. Targeting terminal patients. Emily's fraud. SEC bait. Tyler's bookie. Mob ties. Small time, but vicious. I leaked selectively, anonymously to a blogger who owed Lou favors. Headlines shifted. Widower uncovers elder abuse plot. Public opinion teetered. Commenters splitting. Dad's a hero. Versus. Toxic patriarch destroys family. Climax brewed at the probate hearing. Judge Harlan, no relation. Thank Christ, a no-nonsense black woman with a stare like a .44. Gallery packed. Reporters. Our old priest. Even the yoga ladies. I took the stand, voice steady as I recounted the betrayal. Playing Sarah's voicemail. Gasps rippled. Emily testified next. Tear-streaked. Spinning me as abusive drunk. He hit her once. Your Honor. We had to protect the estate.
Lie.
The slap after Tyler's arrest. Years ago, regret I'd carried like a stone. Tyler? No show. Subpoena returned undelivered. Coward. Kessler's cross-exam was brutal. Debts. Arrests. My instability. But the PI's evidence dropped like napalm, affidavits. Wire transfers. Judge recessed. Returned with. Will vacated. Residence to Mr. Harlan. Investigation into undue influence referred to authorities. Elation crashed into nausea. Victory. But Pyrrhic. Emily screamed from the bar. I hate you. Tyler texted later. You won.
Happy now? No.
The house echoed emptier. Sarah's side of the bed a void. Then the twist, a letter. Postmarked Chicago. Tyler's handwriting.
Shaky. Dad.
It wasn't us. Kessler played Mom's solo. Said you'd bankrupt her care. We signed on to stop him, but he twisted it. The debts? His loans to us. Usury. M's job? He set her up. We're broke. Hunted. Help. Enclosed. A flash drive. Files. Recordings of Kessler boasting. The widower's collateral damage. Kids get crumbs. Mind reeling. Betrayers betrayed. I'd torched innocence? No. Complicit. Maybe. But the rage. It fit too well. I met Tyler in a diner off I-94. Neutral ground. He looked wrecked. Track marks faint on arms. Heroin? Truth, I demanded. He spilled. Kessler targeted Sarah post-diagnosis. Fake debts fabricated. Kids borrowed to pay. Trapped in the web. Emily's affair? Kessler's honey trap for leverage. Why not tell me? My voice cracked.
Fear.
You always said, handle your shit, or you're out. We thought we could fix it quiet. Idiot logic. But blood. I handed him cash. A burner. Go straight. Or I finish this alone. He nodded. Ghosted again. Kessler's takedown was surgical. FBI tipped via Lou. Raids at dawn. Headlines screamed scandalous schemer busted and widows will fraud. Emily got probation. Therapy. Her fraud plea bargained down.
Me?
The house. But solitude's price. Epilogue. Months on. I sit on the porch. Sarah's rose bush blooming defiant. Kids call sporadically, tentative bridges. Forgiveness?
Nah.
But understanding. Maybe. The .38's in a lockbox. Rusting. Revenge won. But left scars deeper than betrayal. Was I avenger or villain? You tell me. In America, lines blur. Family's the cruelest con. The judge's gavel still echoed in my skull as I drove home that afternoon. The Detroit skyline smudging into rain-streaked gray through the windshield. Victory tasted like cardboard, dry, choking. The radio spat out some talk show host railing about, entitled Millennials Bleeding Dry the Greatest Generation, and for a split second, I envied the black and white worlds of AM dial rants. No gray areas. No if-onlys. Just us against them. But my them were my own. Splintered shards of the life Sarah and I had hammered together from Rust Belt scraps. Elm Street looked the same. That deceptive normalcy of manicured lawns and minivans. But the weight of eyes followed me. Mrs. Petrovich across the way. Her nosy schnauzer yapping from the window. The Millers 2 doors down. Pretending to garden while stealing glances. Word spread fast in these pockets of faded American dream. Foreclosures and feuds were better than Netflix. I parked in the drive. The F-150's tires crunching gravel like bones underfoot, and hauled the mail from the box. More legal chaff. Kessler's firm dissolving. Emily's restraining order petition denied. Thank Christ. A condolence card from the plant union. Yellowed with delay. Inside. The house breathed easier. Probate's shadow lifted. I cracked a window, letting in the damp October air, and fired up the grill on the back patio. Sarah's ritual. Even in fall. Steaks from the deep freeze. Marbled ribeyes we'd splurged on for her remission scare last spring. False hope. But the meat was still good. As flames licked the grates, I scrolled the news on my phone. Prominent attorney charged in multi-million elder fraud ring. Kessler's mugshot. Jowls sagging under fluorescent lights. Looked almost comical. Almost. Beneath it, comments section a battlefield. Finally, justice for the little guy. Versus. Overreach, man's a scapegoat for bad parenting. Take sides. America. That's what we do best. The sizzle pulled me back. I flipped the steak. Juices hissing like secrets escaping. Tyler's letter burned in my pocket. That flash drive a Pandora's box I hadn't fully cracked yet. Recordings, Kessler's voice. Oily as used car sales. Cooing to Sarah over speakerphone. Mrs. Harlan. Your husband's mismanagement, it's terminal for the estate. Sign here. And your children inherit clean. Her responses. Slurred but sharp. Jack's no fool. He'll fight. Pride swelled, mingled with fury. How many others had he fleeced? Widows in hospice. Widowers in VA homes. All grist for his mill. Phone buzzed, Lou. Jack O. You see the circus? Feds hauled in 3 associates. Your tip was gold. I grunted thanks. But he pressed. Kids? They in the clear? Complicated, I said,
Poking the fire.
Complicated was code for fucked up beyond repair. Emily's call came next. Voice a wire. Dad. We need to talk. For real this time. I let it ring to voicemail, her plea dissolving into static.
Talk.
We talked plenty, at Thanksgiving tables, over prom dress budgets, in ER waiting rooms. Words failed when action screamed. Dinner was solitary, the steak tough under my teeth, mirroring the knot in my chest. I washed it down with a 6-pack, the buzz dulling edges, but sharpening memories. Sarah in the kitchen, apron dusted with flour. Kids orbiting like planets, Emily bossing recipes. Tyler sneaking bites. Family's not perfect. Jack, she'd say, wiping my brow after a long shift. It's messy. But it's ours.
Ours.
Now it was mine alone. A museum of what-ifs. Midnight found me in the basement. Sarah's sewing room converted to my war room. Walls papered with timelines, dates of Kessler's contacts. Emily's emails. Tyler's wire transfers. The flash drive spilled more, texts between the kids. Frantic. He knows about the bookie. We're screwed. Ty, blame Kessler. Dad hates suits. Desperation. Not malice. Or so they claimed. I cross-referenced with bank statements, $50,000 siphoned over months, funneled to offshore accounts. Kessler's cut. No doubt. But the kids' signatures? Forged?
No.
Witnessed at his office. A noise upstairs, footstep, heart jackhammering. I grabbed the .38, creeping up like a B-movie vigilante. Shadow in the hallway, just the cat. Houdini, weaving between legs long gone. Paranoia, the widower's curse. Back down. I poured another, toasting the corkboard. To loose ends.
Babe.
Loose ends like the bookie, Vito, the knife, Russo. Hamtramck heavyweight with a taste for horse races and broken kneecaps. Tyler's debt? 20 large. Accrued on bad bets. I'd paid similar for my old man once. Knuckles bruised from collecting. Cycle of stupidity. Dawn crept in. Coffee chasing the hangover. Plan coalesced. Confront the source. Vito's gym. A sweatbox off Joseph Compow, where iron clanged like judgments. I drove with the dossier. .38 in the glove box, insurance. Not intent. The place reeked of liniment and machismo. Heavy bags thumping under immigrant fists. Vito held court in the office. Cigar chomping a face like chewed leather. Harlan? The plant guy.
What?
Union dues. Family business. I slid photos across. Tyler's IOUs. Kessler's laundered payments. Vito's eyes narrowed. Calculating. Kid's a mark. Your beefs with the suit. He skimmed my vig. Alliance formed in grunts. Vito's testimony for dropped charges on Tyler. But you owe me. Harlan. Collect on a debtor sometime. Shook on it. Palms callous twins. Emily's outreach escalated. Emails. Voicemails. A LinkedIn message from a fake profile. Please? Dad. Therapy's helping. I see now. See what? The mirror? I agreed to coffee at a neutral spot. Big boy off Telegraph. Formica table scarred as my trust. She arrived early. Hair pulled back. No makeup. Vulnerable play? Thanks for coming. Voice small. Eyes red-rimmed. We ordered her black coffee. Mine with cream like Sarah's. Awkward silence. Broken by her. The affair. Kessler set it up. Recorded everything. Blackmail for the will.
Bombshell.
Her boss, David, was clean. She was the fly in his ointment. I thought protecting the house meant. I don't know. Control.
Control.
The Harlan curse, me with my fists, her with spreadsheets. Why me?
Ain't.
I took the fall for your brother's shit. Paid your loans. She flinched. You were always angry.
Dad.
After the layoff. Mom said it changed you.
Changed.
The word festered. The plant closure 22. 500 souls scattered like confetti. I drowned in Miller Lights. Snapped at shadows. Sarah buffered. But cracks formed. Anger kept us fed. I countered. Overtime. Side gigs. You got degrees. Tears spilled. We were scared. Of losing you to it. Irony bit deep. They'd lost me to their fear. We parted uneasy, hug stiff. Promise to try.
Try.
American as apple pie and therapy bills. Tyler's rehab stint followed. Court mandated after Vito's pull. I visited weekly. Fluorescent hell of folding chairs and group shares. He looked better.
Gaunt, but clear-eyed. Dad.
The drive, more files. Kessler targeted others. A list. Names. Faces. Widows like Sarah. Homes stripped. A crusade?
No.
Just payback. We compiled. Sent to the DA anonymously. Feds widened the net. 8 victims. Millions recovered. But tension simmered. Emily's job gone. She couch-surfed at a friend's in Ferndale. Calls turned needy. Can I stay a week? Just to regroup. The house loomed. Empty rooms mocking. One condition, I said. Truth sessions. No bullshit. She agreed. Moved in tentatively her old room. Posters faded. First night. Dinner, spaghetti. Sarah's recipe. Awkward forks, clinking. Then floodgates. Emily confessed the full spiral. Kessler's approach at a charity gala. Pro bono, advice turning predatory. He said you were gambling again. Showed fake statements. Forged.
Like my soul felt.
Tyler joined weekends. Trio thawing over board games, Monopoly. Ironic choice. Laughter cracked. Fragile as eggshell. Yet doubts gnawed. Was this redemption? Or lull before storm? Lou warned. Kessler's out on bail. A slippery fuck. I reinforced locks. Kept the .38 close. Paranoia or prudence? In Motown. Lines blurred. Climax redux. Kessler's trial. Federal courthouse downtown. I testified. Voice steady. Detailing the web. Gallery tense. Victims' families nodding. Emily in back row. Head down. Kessler's defense. Desperate widow. Coerced signatures.
Bull.
Cross-exam painted me villain, Mr. Harlan. Your criminal record, assault, gambling. Motive to fabricate. I met his eyes. Motive? Losing my wife. Protecting her legacy. Verdict. Guilty. 15 years. Cheers erupted, but mine choked.
Outside.
Emily hugged me, first real one in years. We did it, Dad. Tyler clapped my back. We drove home together. Radio on low, Springsteen again. Thunder Road. Fitting. But twists linger. A month post-trial. Anonymous package. Kessler's manifesto. Ranting from jail. Harlan destroyed his own, jealous of the children's ambition. Enclosed, Sarah's diary page. Dated final week. Jack's rage scares me. Kid's right. He'll lose it all. Signed for them. Heartstopper. Had she turned two? Or final manipulation? Debate rages in my head. Nights on the porch. Hero? Villain? The kids thrive. Emily consulting. Tyler sober. Gigging acoustic sets. House full weekends. Barbecues echoing old joys. Happy ending? Or by tragic mask? America loves the gray. Chew on it. Rebuilding's a bitch. Slower than teardown. The house on Elm Street stood sturdier now. New locks. Fresh paint on the siding. Sarah's rosebush pruned back from overgrowth that threatened to choke the walk. But foundations crack invisible. And ours did. Every time a shadow of the past slunk in. Emily's truth sessions started earnest. Tuesdays. Living room. No phones. Just tea and tissues. She'd perch on the edge of the couch. Knees tucked. Spilling like a confessional. Remember the Christmas I broke your tool set? I lied.
Said it was Ty.
You punished him for weeks. I nodded. The memory a dull ache.
Yeah.
And you let him take it. Silence stretched. Heavy as Michigan snow. I was 8.
Dad.
Testing boundaries. Boundaries. We'd all tested them to snapping. Tyler joined Thursdays. Post-rehab check-ins. His man bun shorn to a buzz that made him look 12 again. Acoustic guitar in lap. He'd strum idly. Melodies half-formed. Wrote this about mom. Lyrics raw. Loss. Regret. Roads not taken. I'd listen. Throat tight. Offering grunts that passed for approval. Good bones.
Kid.
Finish it. Progress. Inch by inch.
But trust?
That's rebar and concrete. Takes time to set. Work pulled me back. Temp gig at a warehouse in Warren. Forklifting parts for EVs. Irony. Since the plant died on gas guzzlers. Shifts started at 4 a.m. Body protesting each lift. But paycheck stacked. Bills paid. Coworkers kept distance. Whispers of that probate guy following like exhaust. Lou dragged me to VFW poker nights. Smoke-hazed basements where vets swapped war stories for bluffs. You're healing wrong, Jack, he'd say over bad beats. Forgive or fester.
Fester.
Tempting. Like picking a scab. Emily's regroup stretched weeks. Then months. Her room evolved. Yoga mat unrolled. Laptop humming with freelance pitches. Dinners turned routine. Her stir-fries. My grill-outs. Ty's takeout hauls. Laughter crept in.
Tentative.
Over bad puns or Ty's gig tales. Crowd loved the cover of Wagon Wheel, he'd boast. Drove up from Chicago for it. Chicago. His new beginning. Now a revolving door. But fissures showed. Emily's calls spiked to her ex-boss. David, just closure. She claimed. I overheard one. No. The tapes are gone. We're free.
Free.
From Kessler. Or me. Tyler's relapses loomed. Pill bottles for sleep, vanishing into pockets. I confronted gently. Clean? Or out? He bristled. Like you never slipped?
Touché.
My bar tabs post-layoff. Blackouts Sarah covered with smiles. Cycle. Then the letter, Kessler's manifesto. That jailhouse screed. I burned the page. But words lingered. Harlan's the architect of his ruin. Wife confided his volatility. Sarah's diary snippet. Jack's temper, kids fear it. Must secure their future. Forged. Her handwriting. Loops familiar. Had pain twisted her love? I dug the full journal from attic boxes. Dust-caked tomes of her nurse shifts. Kid milestones. Our fights inked blunt. Entries post-diagnosis. Cancer's gift, clarity. Jack's pride blinds him. Emily says he's draining us. Draining. The chemo costs I'd hidden. Borrowing from Vito's bookie network, ironic echo, to spare her worry. Confrontation brewed over Thanksgiving. First without her. Turkey roasted. Table set with her good china. Cracks mended with gold. Kintsugi-style, Emily suggested. Wine flowed. Loosening tongues. To Mom. Tie toasted. Glass raised. Emily echoed. Eyes glassy.
Then.
The bomb. Dad. About the diary. She'd found it too. Kessler's plant. He sent copies to my work. Said it proved you coerced her into the refinance.
Coerced.
The word ignited. That snake's rotting in Supermax. Why entertain? Because it's true.
Dad. Parts.
Emily's voice quavered. You yelled that night. After the bank call. Said she'd lose the house if she didn't sign. Flashback. Refinance closing. My frustration boiling over. Sign. Sarah. Or we're homeless. Pressure. Not coercion. But to her.
Frail.
Tube snaking arms?
Borderline.
Ty jumped in. Defensive. We saw the bruises.
Man.
Emotional ones. Bruises. My slaps of reality. Tough love gone sour. Room spun. Wine souring. I protected you. Took charges. Paid debts for what? To be villain in my own home. Shouts escalated. Plates clattering. Emily stormed out. Ty trailing with Cool It. Both. Alone with remnants. I swept shards. Tears hot. Villain. The mirror in the hall confirmed. Lines etched deep. Eyes hollow. Lou's advice rang. Fester or forgive. I chose action therapy. Mandated by the judge for custody of the house.
Ha.
Dr. Ramirez. A noble Latina with a notepad like a shield. Sessions in her office. Overlooking the Ambassador Bridge. Freighters crawling like regrets. Anger's your armor. Jack. Shed it.
Shed.
Easier said. I spilled. The plant. Sarah's death. The betrayal. They took everything.
She leaned in.
Or you gave it away. Piece by piece. Homeworks. Letters unsent. To Sarah, sorry for the shadows I cast. Loved you fierce. To kids, I failed you. But I'm learning. Burned them in the fire pit. Ashes swirling like absolution. Emily returned conciliatory. Pie in hand, apple. Sarah's lattice crust. Truce. We hugged. Real this time. Ty's gigs improved. A open mic win in Royal Oak. House-filled movie nights. Her rom-coms, his folk tunes strumming late. But Kessler's ghost lingered, appeal filed. Bail revoked after threats to witnesses. Vito called. Your boy Ty?
Clean. But watched.
Russo family, don't forget. Winter bit hard. Snow blanketing sins. Christmas Eve. Tree trimmed with Sarah's ornaments. Glass icicles from our honeymoon in Gatlinburg. Gifts modest. Emily's scarf knit clumsy. Ty's CD of originals. My present. The flash drive. Wiped clean. New start. No more ghosts. They teared up. Chorus of love you.
Dad.
But twists turn slow. New Year's. Emily's phone chirps, a job offer. Seattle tech firm. Big league.
Dad. But.
Leaving scares me. Leaving. Echo of their absence at the funeral.
Go.
Build. Pride swelled. Bitter edge. Ty announced tour, small clubs Midwest. Right home. Empty nest redux. Faster. Spring thaw brought bloom. Garden planted. Sarah's roses rioting red. Lou's poker nights turned therapy. Story swapped. Laughs genuine. Then, the call, DA's office. Harlan? Kessler flipped. Names accomplices, your daughter. Peripherally.
Peripherally.
Emily's emails to his paralegal. Tips on targets. Complicit? Or cornered? Confrontation loomed. Gut churning. I waited till dinner. Plates steaming.
Imminancia.
The feds. Her fork dropped.
Color draining.
It was nothing, Kessler forced. Said it'd clear my debt.
Debt.
The cycle. Ty's eyes widened. What the fuck? Room fractured again. Accusations flying. You knew. Ty to M. I was saving us.
Her to me.
By selling out others? Me to all. Doors slammed. Tires squealed. Alone. .38 in hand. I stared at the roses. Petals bloodied in wind.
Redemption?
Illusion. The villain wore our faces.
All.
Debate eternal. Cut ties. Or cauterize. America. Land of second chances or third.
Fourth.
I chose call. Come back. We fight together.
They did.
Wary. Trial loomed. But family? Fractured. Mending. Heroic? Tragic? Chew on it. Reader. Life's no neat bow. The DA's peripheral hung like a guillotine blade, sharpening with each passing day. Emily's involvement, those emails, time-stamped late nights. Subject lines like potential client, widow, 68. No kids, wasn't malice.
She swore.
But complicity's gray as Detroit smog. He had leverage.
Dad.
The affair tapes. My job wrecks. I thought. Feeding names bought time.
Time.
The universal excuse. Ticking down to zero. We lawyered up, me dipping into the house equity for a shark named Patel. Indian-American bulldog with a Rolodex thicker than Kessler's conscience. Plea possible, he growled over coffee at Leo's Coney Island. Connie's half-eaten. Cooperation credits. Cooperation. Emily balked. Pacing the kitchen. Her Seattle offer gathering dust on the counter. Snitch on who? Dead ends. No, Kessler's network spiderwebbed. Paralegals. Notaries. Even a hospice doc on payroll for lucid certifications. Ty absorbed it quiet. Strumming discordance in the basement. This family's cursed. Man. Cursed. Or cursed by choices. Spring swelled into summer. Humidity thick as unspoken blame. The house. Once sanctuary. Turned stage, arguments and acts. Act 1. Emily's deposition prep. Patel drilling her like a suspect. Timeline. MS. Harlan. Exact words. She'd falter. Eyes to me for rescue. I'd nod. But inside. Betrayal's echo. At the funeral. Alone. Act 2. Ty's relapse scare. Pills found in his guitar case. For nerves. I flushed them. Voice low thunder. One strike.
Kid. Out.
He nodded. But resentment simmered. Songs turning angrier. Blood on the strings. Daddy's ring of fire. Lou pulled strings for a family counselor. Group sessions in a strip mall office. Beige walls closing in.
Dr.
Ellis. Balding sage, with a beard like ZZ Top. Mediated. Resentment's a boomerang.
Folks.
Throw it. It comes back. We threw plenty. Me on their abandonment. Emily on my control. Ty on the both for making him the joke. Breakthroughs flickered. Emily admitting the locket theft. Wore it for strength. Stupid. I forgave. Handing back the clean chain. Strengths in owning shit. But the trial loomed. Federal beast in the Eastern District. Pretrial motions dragged June into July. Heat wave baking the city. Protests outside, victim families picketing. Signs justice for the forgotten.
Kessler.
Orange jumpsuit. Smirked from the dock. His flip naming Emily as unwitting asset. Unwitting. Bullshit varnish. Patel countered with her cooperation. Affidavits on the pressure. Deleted emails recovered.
Judge.
A stern wasp named Hargrove. Ida's cool. This court's no soap opera. Counsel. August scorched. AC unit wheezing like my patience. Ty's tour dates clashed. Gotta work. Dad.
Work.
Escape. I let him go. Waving from the drive. His beat-up Civic rattling away. Emily shadowed me to shifts. Warehouse grunt now foreman gig, ironic rise. Proud, she said one night. Beers on the porch.
Proud.
The word warmed, but Kessler's shadow chilled. Vito called. Hearing your girl's name? Bad juju. Russo's got ears in the pen. Protection? Hired muscle. Subtle, a tail on Emily. For safety. Labor Day weekend. Storm front rolled in. Thunder cracking like verdicts. Family barbecue. Tentative, ribs smoking. Neighbors invited neutral. Mrs. Petrovich brought Pyrgus. Prying gentle. Heard about the trial. Tough break.
Tough.
Understatement of the decade. As rain pattered tense, Emily pulled me aside. Offer rescinded. Firm heard the news.
News.
The scarlet letter of scandal. Stay, I said. We rebuild here. Ty returned tan. Tales of dive bars in Milwaukee. But his eyes haunted. Met a guy. Dad. Kessler's nephew. Said uncle's gunning for you. Finish the Harlan mess.
Mess. Us.
Sleep fled that night. .38 on nightstand. Rain lashing windows. Dreams, Sarah testifying. Jack's the betrayer. Woke sweating. Resolve stealing. Trial opens September. Circus under fluorescent glare. Jury box. Blue-collar mix. Detroit lifers nodding at my testimony redux. Kessler's team painted Emily pawn. Young woman. Trapped in patriarch's web. Patriarch.
Me.
Emily took the stand. Voice quaking but clear. I sent the emails under duress. To protect my family from him. Him.
Kessler.
But glance my way stung. Cross. MS. Harlan. Your father's protection assault record.
Debts.
Motive to frame? She held. No. Love's messy. Ty's turn. Character witness. Reluctant. Dad's hard. But fair. Saved my ass more times. Voice cracked. Jury leaned in. America's voyeurism fed. Closing arguments. Patel fierce. Betrayal's the crime here, not blood. Prosecution. No one walks free in conspiracy. Verdict deliberations stretch days. City holding breath. We hold up. House tense. Poker with Lou. Bad hands mirroring fate.
Guilty.
Lesser counts accessory. 18 months probation. Community service. Cheers deflated quick. Hugs strained.
Outside.
Reporters swarmed. House family healing. Healing. Open wound. Aftermath. Emily volunteered at hospice. Ironic penance. Ty's music caught local buzz. Open for a folky in Ann Arbor.
Me.
Promotion to supervisor. Steady. House thrived. Additions planned. Sarah's garden expanded. But the twist, Kessler's appeal. New evidence, a recording of Emily initiating contact. Potential mark, Dad's debts deep. Let's talk.
Confront.
Or bury. I chose truth. Family meeting. Full disclosure. Your move.
Immunesia.
Tears. Then resolve. Fight it. Together. Together. Fragile word. Debate. Redemption real. Or facade. In Heartland homes. We patch and pray. Villainy vanquished? Or dormant? You decide the American way. Probation's leash chafed. But Emily wore it like a badge. Logging hours at the very hospice where Sarah faded. Karma's a bitch, she'd quip over breakfast. Coffee steaming. Her eyes ringed from night shifts. I'd nod. Flipping eggs. The sizzle masking my churn.
Karma.
If it was... Mine was overdue years of line worker grit. Family sacrifices. All tallied in some cosmic ledger. Ty's buzz grew. Gigs stacking, coffee house sets in Ferndale. A spot on a Michigan public radio hour. Dad. They're calling it Rust Belt Redemption. Redemption. The word dangled. Bait on a hook, I wasn't biting yet. Fall foliage blazed. Detroit streets a canvas of crimson and gold. But under it, rot lingered. Kessler's appeal gained traction. His lawyer, a slick Fox News type, leaked the recording to Drudge Report. Emily's voice. Crisp. Dad's and hawk to bookies. Easy mark for the will tweak. Context? Duress. Patel argued. But headlines screamed daughter's double cross. Inside the Harlan horror. Neighbors thawed slow. Petrovich's Pyrrha stopped. Miller's waves turned curt. Isolation crept back. Colder than winter wind. I doubled down on work. Warehouse now a rhythm. Inventory logs. Crew huddles. The hum of conveyor belts like a mechanical heartbeat. Foreman pay bought breathing room, roof patched, AC upgraded. Lou's VFW nights anchored. Poker pots won on bluffs honed from life. You're studying, Jack, he'd say.
Dealing.
Steady. Sarah would have smiled at that. Family therapy amped. Ellis pushing boundaries. Role reversal. Emily. What if Dad betrayed you? She'd pause. Fork midair.
I'd.
Understand. Hurt. But human. Human. Flaw baked in. Ty contributed lyrics. Wounds we wear like tattoos. Family ink. Ellis nodded.
Poetic.
Now live it. Emily's Seattle ghost haunted. Recruiters circling post-probation. 6 months clean, they said.
Clean.
Like a rap sheet wiped. Ty's radio spot led to a label nibble. Indie folk out of Ann Arbor. Tour soon.
Dad.
Midwest loop. Loop. Circling back. Always. Vito's debt called due. A collection on a Russo mark. Small fry owing $5,000 on horses. I demurred. Not my game, but he insisted. Drop off at a diner in Greektown. The mark. Jittery accountant. Glasses fogged. Please.
Harlan.
Family man too. Family. The plea landed. I took the envelope. Half the cash. Let him skate. Vito grumbled. But owed marker burned. Fair's fair. Halloween loomed. Kids pushing costumes. Ty as Dylan. Emily witchy chic. Trick-or-treaters swarmed. Porch lit jack-o'-lanterns grinning. For a night. Normalcy reigned. Candy wars. Sarah's recipe popcorn balls. But dawn brought the appeal hearing. Patel prepping in the kitchen. Briefs strewn like confetti. Stick to script. Pressure. Not plot. Emily nodded.
Pale.
I can do this. Courthouse loomed. Security wants beeping accusations. Hargrove presided. Brow furrowed at the tape. MS.
Harlan.
Explain. Emily stood tall. Kessler edited it. Full version. Threats before. After. Patel played the unredacted. His voice snarling. Sign, or tapes go viral. Jury absent. But Judge Wade. Recess dragged hours. We paced halls. Thai vending machine coffee bitter. This ends today, I muttered. Ruling. Appeal denied. Tape inadmissible. Tampering proven. Elation crashed. Kessler's suicide watch. But whispers of witness intimidation. Home. We toasted with root beer. Ty's sober nod. Free.
Free. Tentative.
Thanksgiving redux. Full table. Ellis invited as uncle. Turkey carved. Stories swapped, no graves. Emily announced. Staying. Local firm hired me, non-profit. Elder law. Elder law. Poetic justice. Ty's tour dates firmed. Open for Lori McKenna.
Dad.
Big. Winter gripped. Snow sculpting drifts. House winterized. Chimney swept for fireside nights. Emily dated. A barista. Gentle. No suits. Ty mentored at rehab. Guitar lessons for inmates.
Me.
Dated. Lou fixed a blind. Widow from the plant. Mary. Laugh like Sarah's echo. Coffee turned dinners. Her hand soft on mine. Slow. Jack. Hearts heel crooked. But the twist uncoiled slow. Anonymous text to Emily, you ratted.
Pay.
Kessler's acolytes? We change numbers. Patel filing reports. Vito's ear. Pen noise. Watchbacks. Paranoia redux. .38 dusted. New Year's Eve. Countdown on TV. Kids home. Ball dropped. Hugs real. Resolutions. Emily's boundaries. Ty's sober year. Mine let go. Let go. Hardest. Spring. Bloom. Mary's steady. Weekends at her place. Pontiac bungalow. Cats and calm. Kids noticed. Happy looks good. Dad. Bloom indeed.
Then.
The gut punch. Ty's relapse. Caught at a gig. Pills and green room. Stress. Dad. Tour pressure. Rehab round 2. Voluntary. Emily folded laundry.
Tears silent.
We break cycles. Or they break us. Summer scorched. Trial scars fading. Mary's integration. Family picnic at Belle Isle. Her potato salad rivaling Sarah's. Laughter free. But debate lingers. Full heel. Or scar tissue. Kessler died in cell. Heart attack. Official. Unofficial? Poison chalice. We mourn not, but wondered. Villains vanquished. But echoes? Eternal. America's tale. Fractured. Fierce.
Forging on.
Take sides or join amending. Cycles break hard. Like axles on potholed Michigan roads. Ty's second rehab stint hit like a skid, smooth entry. Jagged exit. 30 days in a Kalamazoo facility. White walls and group circles. Emerging leaner. Eyes clearer, but haunted. Pickup drive, his duffel light. Guitar case scarred from bus hauls. Missed home, he said. Sliding in. Home. The word waited now. Elm Street a magnet pulling disparate parts. Emily's elder law gig bloomed, pro bono cases stacking. Her office a cubicle in a Corktown loft. Murals of Motown legends watching. Helping widows like Mom, she'd say. Files underarm. I'd nod. Pride pricking my girl. Weaponized for good. Mary integrated seamless. Sunday suppers. Her laugh filling gaps. Cats Houdini tolerating. You're good for him. Mary, Emily confided once. Porch whispers.
Good.
Underrated grace. Work steadied. Supervisor to shift lead. Crew respecting the quiet authority I'd forged in fire. Union whispers of full-time. Lou crowed at VFW. Plant ghost busted. Jack. Busted. Or exercised. Ellis's sessions tapered. Graduation with handshakes. You're woven tighter, he said. Woven. Threads frayed but retied. Ty's music surged post-rehab. Album demo cut in a Ann Arbor basement studio. Tracks raw as open veins. Listen. Dad. Harlan Holler. Dirges of betrayal. Anthems of grit. Local rags bit. Son of scandal rises. Rises. From ashes we sowed. Summer festivals dotted calendar. Ty opening at Meadowbrook. Emily and I front row. Mary beside. Crowd motioned gentle. His voice carrying over humid air. Post-set. Green room hugs. Proud. Son. He grinned. Sweat slick. Means everything. But undercurrents swirled. Kessler's death rippled. Autopsy natural. But inmates whispers to veto. Suicide by fork. Fork.
Poetic.
Emily's cases unearthed echoes. Similar scams. Her testimony star in a class action.
Closing loops, she said. Loops.
Gordian. We hacked. Mary's past surface low. Her husband. Plant vet. Suicide after layoff. Bottled it. Like you almost. Almost. Mirror held. No shatter. We hiked the Huron River Trail. Hands linked. Talking futures. Hers blended. Mine cautious. Kids like you, she said.
Like.
Prelude to love. Fall brought harvest. Ty's album drop. Vinyl pressing in Detroit's last plant. Release party at a Easter market bar. Hipsters mingling vets. Toasts clinked to Harlan's unbreakable. Unbreakable. Wishful. Thanksgiving grand. Mary's family joined. Raucous polls. Pyrgus piled. Table groaned. Stories overlapped. Emily's beau. The barista, Jake, fit quiet, hand on her knee. Ty flirted harmless. Post-show glow. Nightcap fire. Sarah's photo presiding. Miss her, I said. Chorus. Always. But the blade dropped Christmas Eve. Package at door? No sender. Inside, Kessler's full manifesto. Pages typed venom. Harlan orchestrated it all. Planted the flash drive. Fed the feds lies. Daughter's emails? His coaching. Enclosed. Forged note. Sarah's hand mimicked. Jack pushed me to sign. Kids save themselves. Forgery obvious. But sting real. Who? Accomplice grudge? Patel alerted. Trace futile. Ghost sender. Emily raged. He's dead. Why? Ty strummed fury into strings. Mary held me. Poison. Jack. Flush it. New year resolved fierce. Security cams installed. PI on retainer. Paranoia? Prudence. Ty's tour expanded, East Coast states. Backup singers needed? Emily joked. He laughed. Family band? Spring equinox. Equaled peace. Mary's proposal. Subtle ring over diner hash. Yes, I breathed. Kids toasted at announcement dinner. Tears.
Cheers.
Wedding small. Backyard. Sarah's roses witness. Vows. Through betrayals. To truth. Truth. Elusive.
But chaste.
Summer heat tested. Ty's single charted indie. Grave digger's son. Viral on TikTok. Heartbreak kids lip syncing. Emily pregnant, Jake's. Announced shy. Grandpa Jack.
Grandpa.
Legacy twist. But the final coil. PI report. Sender ID'd. Kessler's disbarred partner. Bitter ex. Motive. Revenge for flipped testimony.
Confront?
Patel sued civil. Settlement quick, silence bought. Closure. Fall waned. Leaves falling like old skins. House fuller. Nursery prepped. Ty's gold record framed. Mary beside. Hand on belly stories. Life's the real revenge. Sarah's voice whispered in wind. Debate closed. Happy weave. Tragic threads pulled tight. No sides, just us. American knot. The wedding day dawned crisp. June sun gilding the backyard in gold. Chairs in rows. White linens on picnic tables laden with Mary's potato salad. Emily's Pyrrhus. Ty's playlist humming low, Springsteen to Dylan. I stood at the arch. Roses twining. Suit pressed. Heart pounding like first date nerves. Mary walked aisle solo. Her smile radiant. Dress simple, lace echoing Sarah's. Vows exchanged under blue sky. Rings sliding smooth. I do. Twice, hers firm. Mine choked.
Kiss sealed.
Cheers erupted. Kids whooping. Lou hollering mazel. Reception flowed. Dances. Ty's acoustic set. Emily's bump swaying with Jake. Night fell starlit. Cake cut vanilla. Sarah's recipe. Toasts heartfelt. Ty's second chances. Emily's love wins. Bed later. Mary's head on chest. Ours now.
Yes. Whole.
Legacy's a sneaky bastard. Creeping in like fog off the Detroit River. Unseen till it swallows you. Emily's pregnancy rounded her into glow. Ultrasounds pinned fridge like trophies. Baby Harlan Kowalski. Due November. Jake proposed proper. Ring modest but earnest. Over Pyrrhus at his family's kitchen. In-laws now, he grinned. I clapped his back. Welcome to the madhouse. Madhouse. Apt. Joys laced with ghosts. Ty's star ascended steady. Album reissue. Festival slots at Rothbury. Backstage passes for us. Green room pizzas post-set.
Dad.
This one's for Mom. Dedication in liner notes. For Sarah, who taught harmony in discord. Harmony. We'd faked it long. Now chased real. Mary's touch steadied. Mornings coffee shared. Evenings porch sits. Her widow wisdom bomb. Loss doesn't define, it refines. Refined. I tested it. Sorting Sarah's attic boxes. Letters yellowed. Photos faded. One gem. Our engagement snap. Grins wide in a diner booth. Tucked in Mary's drawer. Bridge built. Work crested. Full-time offer. Benefits wrapping like armor. Crew toast at shift's end bar. Harlan's back. Baby, back. From Brink. Ellis check-in casual. Coffee clatch. Flourishing. Flourish. Blossoms from Manor. Summer peaked heat wave. Baby shower at house, blue and pink streamers.
Games silly.
Ty emceed. Guitar props. Emily opened gifts. Onesies. Strollers. My contribution. Hand-carved rocker. Wood from old plant palette for stories untold. She teared. Grandpa's throne. Fall nipped. Leaves carpeting lawns. Ty's East Coast jaunt. Beacon Theater opener. Sold out. We streamed. Pride swelling. Return. Tales of NYC dives. Fan mail stacks. Wrote a duet.
Immunasia.
For the bump. Halloween family. Emily Witch Mom. Jake Wizard. Ty Zombie Folky. Trick or treat haul epic. Porch swing creaking underweight. Thanksgiving epic. Tables extended. Mary's kin plus Jake's. Casseroles clashing cuisines. Football on. Ty's picks winning bets. Post-feast walk. Bellies full. Air crisp. This, Mary whispered, is the dream. Christmas doubled. Kids' gifts. Nursery stocked. Ty's tree topper, star-etched Harlan lights. Mary's ornament. Intertwined hearts. Eve Mass. Candles flickering. Sarah's absence soft ache. New Year gentle. Countdown intimate. Resolutions whispered. Emily's mother strong. Ty's stage sober. Mine legacy light. Mary's us forever. Winter waned. Snow melting to slush. Emily's due date neared. Hospital bag packed. False alarms twice. Contractions fizzling. Third real. 2 a.m.
Call.
It's time. Dash to Beaumont. Waiting room vigil. Ty pacing. Mary coffee run. Me gripping chair. Hours blurred. Then cry sharp.
New.
Baby girl. Lily Rose. 7 pounds. Eyes blue like Sarah's. Hold trembled. Tiny fist curling mine. Grandpa. Emily beamed. Exhausted. Meet your girl. Spring burst. Lily's baptism. Backyard blessed. Ty godfather. Emily beaming. Mary's coup. Our circle widens. Ty's Grammy nod. Indie category. Red carpet stream. Suit sharp.
When? No.
But speech viral. For family fractures that forge steel. Summer tours. Lily's firsts. Crawl on porch. Giggles at roses. Jake promoted. Emily part-time. Balance art. Fall harvest. Lily's first words. Pa. Heart melt. But shadow. Health scare. My checkup. Irregular heartbeat. Stress echo. Doc said. Mary vigilant. Kids hovering.
Clean bill.
But reminder, time's thief. Winter cozy. Holidays layered. Lily toddling tree skirts. Year turned. Lily won, cake smash. Chaos joyful. Ty's major label. M's book deal. Betrayal to bond. A family's fight. Mary and I. Silvered. Porch eternal. Revenge. Faded scar.
Now.
Love's quiet win. Twist final. Sarah's letter. Attic holdout Jack. If gone. No. You were my hero.
Kids 2.
Forgive all. Dated day before death. Tears flowed.
Debate.
No grace. American epic. Dark to dawn. No sides, just survived. Time's the ultimate revenger. Meeting out measures and milestones and sunsets. Lily's second summer saw her chasing fireflies in the backyard. Chubby legs pumping. Jar clutched like Excalibur. Catch him. Pa. I'd scoop. Her squeals piercing dusk like Joy's arrow. Emily watched from the porch. Jake grilling. Ty strumming lullabies on loaner guitar, his tour bus parked curbside. Brief homecoming. Mary beside me. Hand light on shoulder. Our wildfire. Wildfire. Fitting, burned clean. Regrowing fierce. Ty's ascent steadied. Sophomore album Elm Street echoes. Chart climbing. Collabs with Americana heavies. Grammy whisper reel this round. Nom slate. Speech practice. He'd joke. But eyes earnest. M's book launched. Fractured Vows. Bestseller in true crime aisles. Proceeds to elder fraud funds. Signings at Book Beat. Fans queuing. Your story saved my mom.
Saved.
Ripple effect. Work retired me early, pension solid. Warehouse farewell roast legendary. Lose toast, Jack Harlan, from line to legend. Legend. Overstated, but warmed. Mary and I traveled light, up cabin rentals, Lake Huron sands, her hand in mine, waves whispering absolutes. 10 years, she'd mark anniversaries, rings glinting.
10.
From ashes. Family swelled, Lily's brother. Owen Jack. Born spring, rival mischief. Ty's engagement to a fiddler met on tour. Wedding rustic barn in Irish Hills. Vows fiddle accompanied, through chords and chaos. Emily's practice boomed, firm partner. Cases crusading. Jake's brewery venture. Craft IPAs, Harlan Hayes. Label Sarah Sketch. Holidays layered thick, Thanksgiving marathons. 20 souls crammed. Tables groaning global. Christmas Lily directed. Elf costumes. Reindeer games. New Year's bonfire. Resolutions fading to toasts. Challenges nipped. Ties burnout. Tour cancel. Therapy dive. Fame's facade, he confessed. We rallied. Basement jams healing. Emily's miscarriage scare. Held breath. Then relief. Owen's colic nights. Tag team grandparents. But Grace's outweighed. Lily's school play. Star Tree. Charlie Brown nod. Ty's Grammy win. Folk trophy. Speech teary. For the grave I pissed on metaphor. Folks and rose from. Laughter. Applause. Home watch party. Cheers champagne. Mary's health dip hip replacement. Recovery slow. I caregiver. Her quip steel. Your turn to lift. Lifted. Love's labor. Fall 50th. Surprise party. VFW Hall strung lights. Kids roast gentle. Grandkids chaos. Sarah's photo centerpiece. Rose garlanded. Winter quiet, snowshoe hikes. Fireside reads, Lily on lap. Owen gnawing books. Spring renewal, garden expanded. Community plot, Sarah's sanctuary. Plaques for victims. Summer zenith, family reunion. Lake house rental. Canoes.
Bonfires.
Stories circled. Ties set acoustic. Stars canopy. Twist gentle. Attic clean-out final, Sarah's box. Letter reread.
Forgive.
We had. Legacy? Woven rich. Grandkids' laughter echoing her laugh. Ty's songs carrying our scars. Emily's justice mending others. Ending? Happy haze. Tragic undertones faded. No debate. Life's the plot. Revenge prologue. Chew this. America, from alone at funeral to full table. We rose.